Alright, good morning everybody. It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's blog. Here to continue with more scout reports on players headed towards the 2014 NFL Draft. For today's blog, I'm here to talk about quarterback Derek Carr out of Fresno State. Now I think he has the potential to become a decent quarterback in the National Football League. Now we do have some concerns for him, but I will talk about his strengths and weaknesses. But first and foremost, let's start off to talk about a little bit about his history. He's actually hailing from Bakersfield, California, and he was actually the number 12 quarterback coming out of high school, and he's the younger brother of former number 1 overall pick Derek Carr. Followed his footsteps and chose Fresno State over various schools. Now he's played a little bit in the 2009 season, having experience in 5 games, but decided to redshirt the following season in 2010. Then in 2011 he had a great year, over 3,500 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, earning him second team all-conference honors. And in 2012 he was actually the WAC Conference Player of the Year, where he passed for over 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And as a senior, I had my eyes on him coming towards this year's draft during his senior season, in which he had picked up 50 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions to go along with over 5,000 yards passing. So I definitely had my eye on him on coming towards this year's draft, even headed towards his senior season. I thought he could be a good upcoming sleeper at the Heisman Trophy ceremony this past year. Now let's talk a little bit about his strength. Now he has a good combination of arm strength, accuracy, and he has a little bit of an underrated athleticism. He ran a 4.69 40, which shows that this player in particular at quarterback can move, and I think he does have the mobility to evade a lot of the rush passers in the National Football League. Now he does have the caliber arm that you're looking for. He can definitely sling the ball all over the field. Good accuracy. He had 66.7% accuracy throughout his career, and he even increased his accuracy each of the years, starting from 2011 all the way to 2013, which is a great strength for him. Now he does possess a good athleticism, but I do like his vision on the field. He has good visions, and he actually has the ability to read coverages, which is a good thing. Now during his play at Fresno State, this was a pass-happy offense, so he definitely had the experience to understand and read defenses that he had to play against, which is a good thing. I think he should have no problem making adjustments at the next level. Still needs some things, ways for him to improve and understand different defenses and the playbook in the National Football League. But I think he has a good head start because this was a pass-happy offense at Fresno State. Now he does possesses a couple of weaknesses. Now he was primarily out of the shotgun position at quarterback at Fresno State, which is a little bit of concern. He needs to be more of a pro-style quarterback and going under center. But I think with a good quarterback coach, they could definitely help him with his dropbacks and going and taking the snaps from under center. And also he struggled against tougher competition, particularly in the Las Vegas Bowl against USC, a Pac-12 school, a decent defense overall. He only had 216 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in a 45-20 loss, a huge loss. And for this pass-happy offense, I was a little bit disappointed, and this was a concern for me playing against tougher competition. I might think he might struggle in the National Football League. Also, he had a little bit of inconsistency when he had to deal with pressure. Now, in the Mountain West Conference, they had a couple of good pass rushers, but not like the elite pass rushers. Not many elite pass rushers entering this draft compared to my top pass rushers entering this draft, like Jadeveon Clowney from the SEC. He didn't really have to deal with tough competition, and because of that, I'm a little bit concerned to see how he performs at the next level. Also, I noticed when he has to deal with pressure, he sometimes gets faltered a little bit and causes some incompletions, as well as a little bit had to deal with a couple of sacks this past season for the past 2 seasons. And because of his being flustered, I'm a little bit concerned. If he has to deal with pressure, I'm worried that he might panic, and that could be a little bit of a concern for me. And another thing about it is, a lot of people are concerned due to the fact that he's actually David Carr's younger brother. Derek Carr is David Carr's younger brother. That is a concern because David Carr was such a bust in the National Football League as the number 1 pick. Some scouts and players and teams are actually concerned that he might turn out to be a bust, but I think that people should definitely overlook that and just look at him as a player and give him an opportunity, which I do think they will. Now, overall, I have to grade him and a second round grade. I don't think he's a first round grade, but I will not be surprised if he's picked within the first 10 picks of this year's draft. Now, we've seen a lot of things throughout history, especially for the most recent years in the National Football League draft, where quarterbacks were picked very early and some quarterbacks picked very late, like Geno Smith last season. He was actually my number 1 quarterback coming out of college, but he was actually picked until the second round, which is a major shocker. E.J. Manuel from the Buffalo Bills was the first quarterback taken. And in back years ago, when Christian Ponder was taken in the first round, I thought he was going to be a second or possibly early third round pick, but he did had a good Senior Bowl week, and he actually jumped into the first round, which is a big shocker to me. And we might see the same thing with Derek Carr. He might even be picked before my top three quarterbacks in Johnny Manziel, Blake Bortles, and Teddy Bridgewater. I will not be surprised, but anything can happen. But overall, I would still grade him in the second round. I don't think he's going to be a third round pick, but he would definitely be a second round pick. But I won't be surprised if he's picked within the first 10 selections of this year's draft. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys is tomorrow, where I will head over to the defensive side and give you a defensive scout report. See you guys then. Thank you for watching today's blog. From Pro Football Exclusive, I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.